Now let us speak plainly and boldly, for this is no time for timid thoughts or uncertain words. There is a mighty law in operation at all times, and it responds instantly to the one who understands it. You are not here to wish for money, nor to hope for it, nor to chase it. You are here to command it, calmly, confidently, and without fear. This very moment, declare within yourself, I am backed by infinite supply. Say it until your spirit stands upright. Money is not scarce, delayed, or withheld. It is obedient. It moves when spoken to with authority. The universe is not confused. It is waiting for clarity. Speak clearly. Speak once. Speak boldly. Release the lie of pressure. December 25 is not a deadline. It is a destination already prepared. There is no race, no struggle, no competition. What is meant for you moves faster than effort and arrives without strain. The unseen forces are never late. They are exact. Do not ask how it will come. That is not your responsibility. The moment you attempt to manage the method, you interfere with the miracle. Supply arrives through channels you could never predict. Unexpected payments, sudden opportunities, inspired generosity, divine rearrangements. What you must do is expect, not explain. Now feel the relief of already having the tenzalosion. Feel the calm in your body. Feel the gratitude in your chest. See yourself paying what needs to be paid, giving where you wish to give, resting in security. Gratitude before proof is faith in action. When you feel thankful now, the universe responds at once. Understand this deeply. You are worthy of this supply. Not because of effort, not because of struggle, not because of past hardship, but because abundance is your birthright. The moment you stop questioning your worth, money stops questioning your arrival. Say this silently or aloud with convictions. Divine intelligence now opens every right channel for the immediate and joyful arrival of 10,000 before December 25. It comes under grace, in perfect ways, and harms no one. I accept it now. Then let it go. Do not watch the clock. Do not scan your bank account in fear. Do not repeat the command with anxiety. One clear command spoken in faith outweighs 1,000 desperate affirmations. Remain alert, not anxious. Inspired ideas may come quietly. A nudge to send a message, make a call, share an offer, or rest instead of forcing. Obedience to inspiration is effortless. When you act without fear, doors open without resistance. Remember this always. What you can command in consciousness must appear in form. The universe cannot deny certainty. Stand in certainty. Walk in calm expectation. Speak only words that agree with abundance. And before December 25 arrives, you will not be surprised. You will simply smile, for you knew it could be no other way. The spoken word is the most powerful instrument ever placed in human hands, yet few use it with authority. Most speak in hope, in fear, or in apology, and then wonder why life responds with uncertainty. The universe does not respond to emotion alone. It responds to conviction. When a word is spoken with absolute certainty, it becomes law. A command is not loud, desperate, or repetitive. A command is calm, final, and unshakable. When you understand this, you stop asking life for permission and begin directing it. Every word spoken carries a pattern. Words charged with doubt carry delay. Words charged with fear attract obstacles. But words spoken with faith move directly into fulfillment. The universe is obedient, not selective. It does not question your request. It reflects your inner state. If your words say, I hope, reality hears uncertainty. If your words say, I will try, reality hears hesitation. But when your words declare, it is done, unseen forces move instantly to arrange the outcome. To command money is not to demand it angrily or obsessively. It is to speak as one who knows the law works. Authority does not argue. Authority does not explain. Authority simply states truth. When you speak from this state, you are not forcing anything. You are aligning with a higher order that already knows how to deliver. The universe responds to clarity faster than effort, to certainty faster than struggle. Many people repeat affirmations endlessly but see no change because they speak against their own belief. Words spoken without inner agreement cancel themselves out. One word spoken in faith outweighs 1,000 words spoken in doubt. This is why silence after a command is so powerful. Silence signals trust. It says, I have spoken, and I expect results. Rest is proof of faith. When you speak a command, you must remove time pressure and emotional need from your voice. Need repels, certainty attracts. The universe cannot respond to panic because panic implies lack. But when you speak calmly, knowing supply is infinite and immediate, you place yourself in harmony with abundance. The command becomes a bridge between the invisible and the visible. Your words should never sound like negotiation. Do not explain your problems to the universe, it already knows. Do not justify why you deserve abundance, worthiness is assumed. Speak as though divine intelligence is your partner, not your judge. When your words are aligned with this understanding, resistance dissolves. Say what you desire once, clearly, and in present certainty. Then guard your speech. Every careless word spoken afterward can weaken the command. Speak only what agrees with fulfillment. Refuse conversations of lack. Refuse inner dialogue that contradicts what you have declared. Words are seeds, and seeds do not need to be dug up to grow. When the spoken word becomes deliberate and conscious, life rearranges itself with precision. Money, opportunity, and provision move as obedient servants to conviction. The universe answers authority every time, and the one who masters their words masters their results. Fear is the greatest illusion ever accepted by the human mind, and time pressure is its most convincing disguise. When a date is attached to a desire, the untrained mind tightens, rushes, and begins to believe that force is required. Yet the universe does not operate under panic. It operates under precision. The moment fear enters the picture, supply appears to slow, not because it is delayed, but because fear clouds perception and blocks reception. Anxiety is not urgency, it is resistance. The mind often says, it must happen now or I will fail. But faith never speaks in that tone. Faith says, it is already arranged. When time feels heavy, it is not time that is pressing. It is doubt demanding reassurance. The universe does not respond to nervous energy, it responds to calm expectancy. When you relax, you signal trust, and trust opens channels that strain can never access. Logical limitation is another subtle barrier. Logic insists on visible proof, known sources, and predictable paths. It demands to know how money will arrive, who will send it, and why it has not appeared yet. But logic is a servant, not a master. When logic is placed above faith, miracles are dismissed before they are allowed to form. Infinite supply does not require familiar methods. It bypasses reason and arrives through routes the mind could never calculate. Fear also disguises itself as responsibility. People believe that worrying is a form of effort, that stress proves seriousness. In truth, worry is silent disbelief. It whispers, what if it doesn't work? And that whisper speaks louder to the universe than spoken affirmations. To release fear is not to be careless, it is to be aligned. Calm expectation is the highest form of readiness. The date you fear is not a threat. It is an appointment already written in unseen ink. When you stop watching the clock, time begins to serve you. The universe does not rush, yet it is never late. It delivers with accuracy, not haste. When you release pressure, events rearrange themselves effortlessly. Meetings happen naturally, and solutions appear without struggle. Letting go of the how is an act of intelligence, not ignorance. The mind's job is to receive ideas, not to control outcomes. When you loosen your grip, inspiration flows. A calm mind hears guidance clearly. A tense mind hears only its own noise. This is why the greatest breakthroughs arrive when you are relaxed, not when you are forcing. Fear says, I must make this happen. Faith says, it is happening through me. That shift alone changes everything. When you stop trying to outrun time, time begins to cooperate. When you stop fearing delay, supply accelerates. The universe mirrors your inner posture. Relaxation signals readiness. Trust signals authority. Release the belief that effort equals value. What comes through faith arrives with ease and leaves no exhaustion. The moment fear dissolves, money ceases to be heavy. It becomes fluid, responsive, and precise. Calm expectancy is not passive, it is magnetic, and when fear and logic step aside, the unseen moves swiftly into the scene. The mind is a creative instrument, and it produces according to the pictures and feelings it entertains most faithfully. Desire alone is not enough, because desire often carries longing, and longing implies absence. To assume fulfillment is to move beyond desire into ownership. When you feel as though something is already done, the universe accepts that feeling as instruction. Feeling is the language through which the unseen becomes visible. Living from the end does not require pretending or forcing emotion. It is a quiet inner agreement that what you have spoken is already established. When the body relaxes and the heart feels light, you are aligned with reception. Anxiety tightens the body, fulfillment softens it. The universe responds to this softness because it signals openness rather than resistance. Gratitude before evidence is not blind optimism, it is spiritual intelligence. Gratitude says, I recognize the law at work even before I see its results. When you give thanks in advance, you acknowledge supply as present rather than pending. This immediately shifts your position from seeker to receiver. The universe always responds faster to the one who is ready to receive than to the one who is still asking. Emotion anchors belief. If you speak words of abundance but feel nervous, doubtful, or strained, the feeling overrides the words. But when relief, calm, and quiet joy fill your inner world, your words gain authority. Relief is one of the most powerful emotions for manifestation because it implies completion. You do not feel relieved about something you are still chasing. You feel relieved when it is settled. Seeing yourself already secure is not imagination for escape, it is rehearsal for reality. When you mentally allocate money, plan its use calmly, and feel peace around it, you remove it from the category of maybe, and place it into mine. The universe follows that categorization. What you treat as inevitable becomes so. The present moment is the only point of power. When you act, think, and feel as though fulfillment is future-based, you push it away. When you allow fulfillment to be now, time collapses. This is why great manifestations often arrive suddenly. They were not sudden, they were released from delay the moment inner readiness was achieved. Assuming fulfillment also changes behavior naturally. You stop chasing, over-explaining, and forcing outcomes. You move differently. You speak differently. You listen more clearly. Opportunities recognize you because your energy no longer repels them. Neediness repels. Wholeness attracts. There is no strain in assumption. It is not excitement mixed with worry. It is calm certainty. When the mind rests in the feeling of already done, the universe receives a clear signal. It knows exactly what to deliver and how to deliver it. This is why simplicity is powerful. One settled feeling outweighs countless mental repetitions. When gratitude becomes your natural state rather than a technique, you step into alignment with flow. You no longer wonder if it will happen, you simply expect confirmation. The outer world always catches up to the inner world, and it does so faithfully. What you feel as real now becomes real in form, because the universe has no choice but to agree with the state you consistently inhabit. Self-worth is the silent agreement you hold with life about what you are allowed to receive. Money does not respond to desire alone, it responds to the level of permission you give yourself internally. When someone believes, even unconsciously, that abundance must be earned through struggle or sacrifice, money mirrors that belief by arriving with difficulty. When worthiness is settled, supply flows without negotiation. Many people believe they must improve themselves before they can receive more. This belief delays abundance indefinitely because perfection is never reached. True alignment begins when you recognize that worth is not a reward, it is a fact. You are not becoming worthy, you already are. The universe does not measure effort, it reflects self-recognition. When you know your value, life adjusts its response accordingly. Guilt is one of the most common blocks to wealth. Some feel they must suffer to be good, or that receiving more somehow deprives others. These ideas are inherited illusions, not laws. Infinite supply means there is no competition, no shortage, and no moral conflict in receiving. When you release guilt, you remove a heavy anchor that keeps abundance from rising. Money often mirrors how you treat yourself. If you dismiss your needs, minimize your desires, or undervalue your time, money does the same. The universe listens closely to how you speak to yourself. Every self-critical thought is a quiet instruction that says, "Less is enough for me." When self-respect becomes consistent, financial respect follows naturally. To command abundance, you must see yourself as a trusted steward of it. This does not mean perfection or flawless behavior. It means confidence in your ability to receive and circulate wealth wisely. The universe responds to readiness. When you believe you can handle more, you are given more. Doubt about your worth creates hesitation in supply. Pride and worthiness are not the same. True worthiness is quiet and grounded. It does not boast, compare, or compete. It simply knows. This knowing removes desperation from desire. When desperation leaves, resistance dissolves. Money is drawn to ease, not tension. Self-worth also determines what you tolerate. When you stop accepting less in relationships, work, and opportunities, you signal a shift. Life responds quickly to new standards. Abundance aligns itself with boundaries and clarity. The moment you decide that ease, respect, and prosperity are normal for you, circumstances rearrange to reflect that decision. Divine supply does not respond to pleading, it responds to agreement. When you agree with abundance as your natural state, money recognizes you. The inner statement, "I am allowed," is more powerful than any external action. Worthiness is the doorway through which wealth enters, and once that doorway is open, nothing needs to be forced. Supply moves freely to match the value you have finally claimed within yourself. Inspired action is the quiet movement that follows certainty, never the frantic motion born of fear. When the mind is calm and expectant, ideas rise effortlessly, without pressure or strain. These ideas do not shout, they arrive gently, often seeming ordinary, yet they carry unusual power. The universe does not require exhaustion to prove commitment. It responds to alignment, and alignment produces action that feels natural rather than forced. Many people believe they must constantly push, hustle, and overextend themselves to deserve results. This belief creates resistance because it places effort above intelligence. True action flows from clarity. When you have spoken your command and released it, your role shifts from forcing outcomes to listening for guidance. The next step often feels simple, even obvious, and that simplicity is what makes it effective. Inspired action is timely. It moves you at the right moment instead of draining you with constant activity. A single inspired message, conversation, or decision can do more than weeks of struggle. When the mind is quiet, you become sensitive to subtle cues, an impulse to reach out, a sudden idea, a chance encounter. These are not coincidences, they are coordinated responses to your inner state. Strain blocks intuition. When you are tense, you act from fear rather than guidance. Fear-driven action is repetitive and heavy, producing little result. Inspired action, on the other hand, carries a feeling of rightness. It does not require convincing yourself. You simply know. This knowing is the signal that the action is aligned with your desire. Obedience to inspiration does not mean blind risk or reckless behavior. It means trusting the gentle nudges that feel peaceful rather than urgent. Urgency pushes, inspiration invites. The universe communicates through ease. When something feels forced, it is often misaligned. When it feels fluid, doors open quickly and resistance disappears. Rest is part of inspired action. Many breakthroughs occur when effort stops and receptivity begins. When you allow yourself to pause, the mind resets and guidance becomes clearer. Rest is not delay, it is preparation. The universe often delivers ideas when you are relaxed because relaxation signals trust. Inspired action also carries joy. Even small steps taken with willingness shift momentum. Joy removes resistance and attracts cooperation. When you act with joy, you align with expansion. This is why inspired action often feels lighter than expected. It does not drain energy, it increases it. There is no need to act constantly. One aligned action outweighs many scattered ones. The universe organizes circumstances once you move in harmony with it. Meetings align, resources appear, and timing becomes exact. You are not doing everything, you are doing the right thing. When you remain receptive and responsive rather than forceful, results arrive naturally. Inspired action completes the manifestation process without struggle. It allows the unseen to express itself through you with precision and ease, turning intention into form effortlessly and at exactly the right time.